Goluska. I'm going to give you an intro to lock picking today. So, quick show of hands, how many of you carry a set of keys every day? Yeah, me too. So, what I want you to do is take a couple seconds and think about what those keys protect, because that's going to be our motivation as we talk about why lock picking is easy, why it's unavoidable, and why you really shouldn't worry about it. Now, before we go any further, I've got to give a disclaimer. I'm telling you guys basically how to bypass security. So I need to say, don't use this information to break the law. Please don't. You can get in serious trouble. And I'm not going to be responsible if you end up in jail. But now that that's out of the way, we can move on. So if you want to understand lock picking, you need to understand locks. So we're going to talk about the pin tumbler lock. This is the most popular lock in the world, according to Encyclopedia Britannica. It's what's in the door. It's what's in all of your padlocks. It's in your car doors. It's even on the back of this podium right here. And basically all it is it's a cylinder that's jammed by a set of 4 or 5 pins. And when you insert the correct key, the pins get lifted to a specific height, freeing the cylinder to rotate, opening the lock. Of course, if you insert the wrong key, the height of the pins doesn't match the cylinder, so it doesn't rotate and the lock doesn't open. And this is what it looks like in real life. This is what they call a practice lock. Let's see if this will play for us.
To use this clear, transparent padlock.
Basically, this is a lock used to learn lock picking because it shows the relationship between the keys, the cylinder, and the pins really well. So this is what really happens when you use a key. And that's all well and good to know, but how's this actually going to help us pick a lock? Well, it tells us that there's tension between the pins in the lock and the cylinder, which is being jammed. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a tool into the cylinder to try and rotate it until it jams, and then we're going to use another tool to check each pins until we find the set that's currently jamming the cylinder. And once we find that, we can push up on it, and it'll reach the correct height, the jam frees, the cylinder can rotate, and the pin gets trapped in the correct position. So once we do this for all 5 pins, there's nothing for the cylinder to jam against, the cylinder turns, and the lock opens. So, how many thought it would be harder than that? Yeah. So, who designed that? Who let that be that bad of a vulnerability? Well, really, it's because we live in the real world. So, there's no design that wouldn't have this issue because it's based on manufacturing tolerances. An ideal lock would have all of the pins jam at the same time, but because we live in the real world, we have to deal with manufacturing tolerances, so only one set of pins jams at a time. There's no real perfect lock. So all locks are kind of vulnerable. And if sorry, I'm dealing with a cotton mouth up here. So if that's the case, then why do we even bother using locks? Well, it's because lock picking doesn't really matter. In the end, locks fall into a category called security fear, which was a term coined by Bruce Schneier in his book Beyond Fear. And he said it was any countermeasure that provided the feeling of security instead of the reality. And that fits locks pretty well. They don't give a lot of security, but they make us feel safe. That's why we lock the door at night. But in a funny way, this actually does give us security, because if everyone believes that locks are safe, and if everyone says that locks are safe, no one's going to try to pick a lock, because why would they? It would be a waste of time. And so, in a funny way, locks not being safe actually makes them safe. So, summing it up, we've learned that locks exploit jammed pins in the cylinder. We learned that it's only possible because of manufacturing tolerances that we can't fix, and it's not really worth worrying about.